So Glidance have announced a major new funding round. They've just finished up, which has brought them in an extra $4 million, which is kind of amazing.
You're welcome.
Frankly. Yes, it was all our doing. And former executives from OpenAI and SpaceX have funded, are part of the team here, have been funding and putting money into this funding round, which is kind of amazing and shows you the kind of people who are seeing this device for what it is, an amazing device. You know, not just, of course, for us. I mean, the whole mobility story and getting around with AI and robotics, it's an amazing story. But just the technology that Amos and his team have managed to create here, you know, is really getting strong attention.
Okay, I may be being a little bit controversial here, and I don't mean to be. Why do you think it's important it's from OpenAI and SpaceX? Rather than just the 4 million. I think the 4 million investment in Glidance is absolutely amazing.
The money speaks more than anything else. But
and
I mean,
it speaks, yeah.
But I think my thinking is these guys that they're attracting with their investment, I imagine are going to bring more than just investment in money terms. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it works.
That's very true. Well done. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Was that the right answer? There you go.
It was, yes. I was testing you,
Thank you.
And you passed. Yes, it's also about the connections that those investors can bring, obviously. So, yeah, very good.
Yeah, we'll be able to go to the moon
with
space.
Our glide.
Yes. Yeah, glide in space. That sounds like if Glidance were ever to start a streaming service, they could have some pretty good shows on there. I think Glide in Space.
Oh, here we go.
Glidance shopping mall.
You've paid yourself into a corner here. Yeah,
we'll think about that one on Friday. We'll get around the table on Friday on that one. But you know, it just is so interesting to see this, and of course, not just that. Of course, the big thing is the next stage, I guess, is to move into the plans for this 2026 rollout. We know, of course, it's been delayed till then, and the hope is that from spring onwards they'll start to roll out these devices. Now, they have said in this recent release to people who've pre-ordered that they're going to halt the production, not so much the production, but the rollout to the US, the UK, and Canada only at launch. So they're saying that they're going to roll out in these three countries first. They're going to halt their European rollout from now. Don't know what the reasons are for that. Possibly they're thinking, let's just get devices into hands. Let's get started.
No, they do state that they want to keep this manageable, right? I mean, you think about it, I mean, just the US and Canada is huge. That's a huge market anyway, right? So trying to keep on top of that on your initial first rollout is going to be really, really difficult anyway. So, yeah, it's like we keep seeing with even software, you know, the phased slow rollouts. It's to keep it all manageable.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. There's going to be a lot of people upset in Europe, right? Because I don't know how many people will have been able to pre-order, but I imagine it was pitched as maybe not worldwide, but it was, if I remember right, it was, you know, pretty open in terms of pre-orders, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you wanted to see, you know, you wanted to stress test everything that's in place, the infrastructure, right? Can it cope with that? If you rolled it out globally straight away and then it suddenly fell over, everyone would be up in arms. So, I mean, it makes sense to me. Saying that, you know, even if it falls over in the US and Canada and the UK, people aren't going to be happy. But it makes total sense, right? I'm surprised it's even just not US only at this point.
Well, yeah, I'm surprised at that, actually. That would not have surprised me. It would have angered me. Honestly, really? It would have angered. Yeah, because of course I want to hear. I'm sick hearing about this where, you know, your product comes along and it's... No, are you kidding me? I want this thing now. I don't want to wait forever. And, you know, there's lots of people in Europe and I think in other parts of the world will be saying, well, we want this too. So, you know, there might be a little bit of pushback on that. But I think it's interesting they're deciding to do this. Obviously, they are having to manage expectations here a little bit. Not so much, I think, in terms of the technology. They're putting a lot of effort into that. But I think they're having to think about, okay, how are we going to make it so that we can have enough of these devices, getting them out there? And since this is a device which is quite unusual in the sense that, you know, we're moving, this is a whole new category, right? So we're moving into a world where, as a blind person, I'm putting my cane down. I'm, you know, not using my guide dog. And I'm trusting this thing.
Yes.
And that is a huge shift. So taking the time over it, makes sense to, you know, take the time to make sure this is working. obviously we know it's working. They're doing all that work right now. They've been doing these tests. They've been doing these demo days for months, for years now, and they're seeing the results of that. But, it's going to take a long time for people to trust it fully. So I guess the feedback pool being smaller, although US, UK, Canada is not exactly small.
It's huge.
But, it gives them a chance to measure it out.
How many's going to be available on the initial rollout anyway? I'm waiting for all the third-party accessories to come out as soon as the Glide hits the streets. That where almost like a sword thing where I can put my cane behind my back to carry it just in case, and all those clips you can add onto your Glide, so you can add your cane or whatever, or a little basket for your guide dog. I don't know, but there's going to be some out there.
Also, they're planning a beta. Yeah,
you just left that, did you?
No. I want to mention the beta rollout.
A basket for your guide dog. Yeah.
I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm all for accessories, right? I want lights on it. I want all kinds of stuff. I'm with you on this, right? I also kind of just want it to do what I want it to do, right? I just want it to be the amazing guide that I think it can be. I know I'm very serious about this, but I'm really excited about this. I'm really genuinely excited about this product. I think this is going to be really cool. But yeah, they're rolling out a beta plan, which I'm really hoping I can get onto this, because that gets you. I mean, it's not going to roll out till the start of next year alongside the rollout of pre-orders. But the plan is there'll be like a beta testing group, I guess, testing new features and upcoming features as well. That would be something to be interested in, because you kind of wonder, where's this going to go? Right, what's the long-term plan going to be for this? It's not going to be just, it comes out, this is it. They're going to be adding new features. They've got lots of plans.
And they did mention I think there was 3 things there that have been pointed out to them from their feedback that people are most sort of anxious about. And that was, sidewalks and crossings and finding crossings, crossing the street. So that's what they're going to be focusing in on, making sure that's rock solid in the beta testing. I understand they're starting in actually September. In Seattle with a select few. So it is starting now, then, as you said, next year for a further rollout of beta testers. So it's getting closer and closer.
And it's got a name. They've given it a name.
Oh, yeah, don't get me started. Okay,
so this was not Glidance themselves. I think they had a bit of a competition for this, and there was a bunch of people, gave their suggestions. The winning name... Oh, hang on, we need to do this, don't we? We've got to do it properly. Wait for this. It's Rover.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I think companies should have learned by now, never let your audience decide the name of anything. Rover? That's awful, isn't it?
I'm so sorry. I like the name.
I'm so sorry to the winners, by the way, but
yeah, well done.
Rover? That is terrible. You might as well called it Spot or Fido or something. Terrible.
You know what they should have called it? That's what they should have called it. Yeah, Fido. I love that name, but actually you should have think about what it is. Findo.
Or Find Go.
Or Blind Go. Blinder.
Or
actually, you know what? Don't use Blinder, because Blinder's the name of my dating app for blind people that I want to set up one day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
No. Okay. You think I'm going to manage to do it? Unless the AI can, if ChatGPT can understand anything I'm saying, then it can build the app, but I'm not doing it. But no, that's the name. Rover's the name of it. I hope there's a female version comes out, because Rover's very male. I want to see a female version.
Sexist. And
well, actually, I believe that the initial one, there was 2 editions that came out when they were doing the beta or the alpha, or whatever, I don't know, whatever
alpha
version we were on when I got a chance. And they said that one was called Marie, which is the name of my wife. Now, it was not named after Marie, my wife. I should point that out. I don't have that kind of power around here.
No.
But it was called Marie, and I thought that was wonderful. And you were rather annoyed about this. I remember at CSUN you were kind of annoyed about this.
Why was I annoyed?
Because you wanted it to be called Sarah. Because I said, thank you so much. I remember we were talking to Luke, and I said, thank you so much for calling it this name, because you've now made my trip back home a lot more pleasant, because I can tell my wife that the device is named after her. A little lie, but that's okay. Yeah. And you were annoyed because you couldn't come home and say the same to your partner.
No, it's funny though. So Sarah was really annoyed when I said she should change her name to Rover. That didn't go down well, but anyway, let's quickly move on.
Rover Priest. That sounds good, actually. Sounds like some kind of 50s detective.
That sounds like an American name if ever I've heard one.
No, maybe not a detective. Maybe a reporter. you know, like
a roving Rover reporter. That's hard to say.
Anyway,
Glide is nearly here.
It's nearly here.